I'm a counselor. I normally tell people, you see, two people are coming. No, this one is the reason why ABCD. This one says, this one is the reason why. I normally tell them, between two of you, who thinks is right? Everyone says, me. This one, me. I said, no, both of you, you are not right. Because if one person is right, he does not argue with a person who is not hearing. It means you are not hearing, he's not hearing. Ndikuuzani itu mama apostole apo akuzani kuti nanga di nyumba mwathu mulibe mikangano nchifukwa choti mkulu yamandiva na ndikuuzani chilungamo because ine ndimakonda chilungamo pali nthawi imene ndimaziwa kuti sakundiva nde ndikaziwa kuti sakundiva sindimakakamira kuti andimve fa ndimaziwa kuti sandimva ndimavomereza kuti satani sakumva nde ndimakhala chete ndikunena kuti ayi zona ndikuza kuti sanamve ndingokuuzani chinsisi chakukhala anthu awiri osakangana because chimene timakanganirana timayesa kuti tonse ndiyanze iyayi nonse muli ndi vuto lakumva. Iweyo ukakumana ndi munthu wa matama kuti uyuyu ndi wa matama ndiye akuyankhula matama ake, iweyo ukamva matama omufulumira sulimbana nawo umaza kuti uyuyu ndi wa matama koma kulimbana chifukwa iwe matama wosukwamva waboza sikunza kuti uyu ndi waboza akunama iwe ngonkhala chete chonye achabwino chimene sukanganana naye wonziwa kuti akunama wamumva koma chimene utakakwiye iyaisa iyayi nono iyayi sunamumve kuti ndi waboza unakamumva ndi waboza sanakakupeteka mtima nthawi imene amayankhula nakaza kuti bodza ili ndisayike mdayali kuchita kuyilemba akuti thukoloko sabwera thukoloko uyu. Are you getting this? This is it. You see, we are privileged as children of God. Discernment is not natural. It is not intuition. Intuition is not equal to discernment. Intuition is natural. Discernment is spiritual. It takes the Holy Ghost to help your spirit to hear for you what you could not have held by yourself, what you could not have picked by yourself. Many times what people say is not what they mean. I'm telling you. And you will be so much frustrated and disappointed with many people because you are failing to discern. Discernment prevents you from frustration and disappointment. So you can take what a person is saying not from his mouth but from what is indeed saying from the spirit. And yourself, immediately you finish a conversation, you say, "Ay sapanga, tentipeze muntu ina abangi." Maswali ngwejonjo. Okay, ndemukuti izikale bwanji. Okay, no, zisiyeni manje manga. Zisiyeni zimene zinithamangisa. Iwe akunama koma ukamumva umazati msatayi nthawi. Tingopeza wina mwachangu. Mukapeza munthu wina akupanga mumuona dimawa no report, another day no report, sikuja nothing. And you see, iwe ulichete ukumuyangu ukakumana naye uza isumane naso da naziwa simpanga umango mpasa mundi mulibwaji tilibiro gayi muona azipanga ziya ya agamafuna ayambeso kupeza so china so ngotawa mofulumia for afuna kunena excuse ina yaboza so kuti zinangondipinga zinthu liyayi sizinakupinge zinthu yayi muliboza mkati mwako and iweyo kamayankhula omanama koma the good thing is you are working with a person. This is the gift that every leader should have. If you are a leader and you don't have discernment, you need the panado every day. Oh yes, because men are difficult. But the only way you are saved is by knowing them. You hear by the Spirit. And you being children of God, you are empowered to discern. Are you getting what I'm saying? You are empowered to discern. Discernment is a key to no time. You never jump into sowing in a right and a proper way if there's no discernment. You plant a seed anyhow. You give it like any person. You don't know why. You get what I'm saying? Let me now give you the critical times, the critical moments in your life, where if you are alive in those moments, be very sensitive. The Lord may be speaking something about the seed. Are you getting this? The first, number one, it is when God supplied to you abundance. Now, I will explain it better so that you understand much better. It's not every time. Most of the times, this abundance comes in a way that you cannot explain. You are coming from a shortage. A breakthrough just opens up from nowhere. Be very careful when you are coming from a shortage and then from nowhere the season has shifted. You have an abundance in your hands. Many times, what God has given you may not be for you. Maybe for the seed. And that's where many people fail to understand. And that's why we have many people that have got a good history that they fail to sustain because they didn't know that God gave them a seed and they ate it. Second Corinthians rather, chapter 9 verse 10. Are you there? Now, he that ministers seed to the sower, both. Look at that. The one who ministers seed also minister bread. But bread is for your food. Seed is not for food. Seed is for sowing. But he both minister these things to a man. He give you seed, he also give you food. A wise person can differentiate the two. That's where you need discernment. Because the Greek word of discernment is diaklino. Diaklino, D-I-A-K-R-I-N-A. Dia. Dia is between. Between. Klino, separate. So you are able to separate between two things. If you have got discernment, you are able to pick what aligns with the truth. What aligns aligns with God and that which does not align with God. People of discernment can tell you why they cannot do the other thing. They will tell you that is wrong. That's why Solomon says to discern good and bad. It's diaklino. Dia, the Greek word dia is between. Klino is to separate. Or so is to judge between two things. To separate two things. The right and the wrong. Now, the word minister is what I want you to understand. Is a Greek word that means to furnish. To furnish, to supply all. To supply all. Or to give in abundance. So, God gives a sower in abundance. Bread and seed. That's what he's saying there. It was an ancient word used for the supply of a director of a theater. When you are in charge of the theater and you are supposed to supply everything needed for the theater, like the equipment, the costume, everything else. They use the word minister or supply. The very same word that my God is able to supply is the same word minister. Is to give you in abundance. So anytime the Lord ministers abundance to you, close your eyes. I'm coming from a shortage. This abundance has got blade and has got seed. I need to be careful not to separate the two. Because if you don't separate the two, you go on. Eat the fruit. Rather, you eat the blade. You also go and eat the seed. And that's the reason why those men that have eaten the seeds, when they fall, they really fall. Seed is gone. There was no investment. There is nothing else that kept them.